What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are unboxing a new knife sharpener. This came out like a couple months ago. I wasn't necessarily in the market for it, but I'm always looking for a better product. And the more I've gotten into knives, the more I've understood that not all knife sharpeners are the same. Now I do have a good knife sharpener. I have a Work Sharp, which is one of these. I have a few Work Sharps actually, but I have one. It's basically like a mini belt sander, and it works good. It just doesn't work great, and it doesn't work for all knives because of the design. You can't get some blades all the way up there, and some blades are not sharpened on both sides. They're only sharpened on one side, and it's kind of hard to do on that sharpener. And I've run into some issues where I've actually gotten the handles too close and scuffed them up, so I'm not super happy about that. So this is a very manual process versus that one is a little more automated because it is like a belt sander. This gives you a lot more control. You can actually see what you're taking off and what you're doing. I didn't know if I was gonna get this or not, but before I could make that decision, they were out of stock. They went really fast. I think it's because of the price point. They're $50. I think from the manufacturer they're 60. This one I got from Blade HQ. A lot of other resellers that have them, they're at $50 as well. So I'm not really sure why Worksharp has them at 60, but they do. But being out of stock gave me some time to do some research. So I looked up a bunch of people who did end up getting them and doing reviews, etc. And the comments on them were overwhelmingly good. So I decided at that point I do want to get one of these. They had no expectation of when they were going to come back into stock or anything like that. But then last week I got a notification from Blade HQ that they in particular got them in stock, a limited amount. And so I jumped on it right away. I got it and it came today. So that's what we're going to be doing, is opening this thing up, checking it out, setting it up, and then from there sharpen some knives is really the whole point of this. So I'm hoping maybe I can sharpen something today. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time, but if not, I got the whole rest of the holiday off, so I'm going to be working on all the knives that I have and getting them all sharpened up. So today, opening this thing up, I'm going to be using my Kershaw Blur. I've had this for a while, probably 3 or 4 years. This is pretty much the knife that got me into knives. I had a Swiss Army knife since I was a kid, and when I got my job a few years back, I got a knife that I carried every day, and it was a SOG, God, I can't remember the name of it, Trident. It was a SOG Trident. But I accidentally went through TSA at the Milwaukee airport with it in my pocket, and they don't take too kindly to you trying to board a plane with a knife, especially a substantially sized knife. I mean, it's about the same size as this. So I had a discussion with the sheriffs there, and then they ultimately let me go on the plane, but they did not let me take my knife, and I could not retrieve my knife. So I'm sure he took it home or something like that. But anyway, this was the knife that replaced that, and I've had it ever since, and it is an awesome knife. It has cut hundreds of boxes, zip ties, it's pried stuff open. I've batoned with it. It has taken a beating. It's a Ken Onion design. It does not have a deep carry pocket clip, but it sits decent in there. It is a heavy knife though. But one of the neatest features is this black stuff. This is actually track mat, like you would see on a running track. It's rubberized, super grippy, and then you've got on the back here, you got some grip points there, and then on the end you have actually a glass breaker. It's kind of hard to see there, but you can see it right there. I guess in an emergency situation, if you wanted to break a window out, you could. This one is a partial serration, as you can see, and then just has a nice little belly on it. Now this blade, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. It has some chips in it, like right about there. It's going to be hard to see, but there's actually a pretty sizable chip in the blade. And it's not sharpened evenly. I've tried to sharpen it on some other sharpeners that I have, and it didn't go very well. And that's mainly because of the serration and just the style of this. being able to pull this through evenly with that belly is very difficult for me, at least. I'm a very amateur knife sharpener. So I've rolled the edge over on this thing a little bit, so we're going to try to straighten this thing out. But to do that, we're going to have to open this up. So let's get into that. Try to get it out without taking all the peanuts with it. Alright. It's got some heft to it, which is good. So there's what we got. We got the Work Sharp Precision Adjust Knife Sharpener. So that's it. It's a really neat design if you've never seen one like these. I forget what they're called, this style of angled sharpener, but there's a bunch of different companies that make them. I know Lansky is one, and God, I can't remember the names of the other ones. I want to say like Wicked Edge or something like that. Anyway, the Lansky ones I think were pretty cheap. The other ones, they're all super expensive for me, and I just couldn't dive into something that expensive without being 100% on board on how to sharpen stuff. I already don't know how to sharpen stuff. This, I hope, will help me. I did buy a draw-through sharpener not too long ago. It was on sale at Lowe's. It was like 15 bucks. Smith's. It is pretty nice, but it's not that great for pocket knives. Even though it's adjustable somewhat, it says it's there. It's more of a kitchen knife kind of sharpener. So I'm gonna reserve that and leave it in the kitchen. And I already ran all my blades through it. It works good. It's just not great for pocket knives. Just the size of it, it's hard to get the blade all the way up there. You can only do some of the blade. You can't do a full blade sharpen on it. So let's see what this says on here. Looks like it's 4 pieces. It comes with a triple abrasive rod. You have a fine diamond, a coarse diamond, and a fine ceramic. It says adjustable and repeatable sharpening angles from 15 to 30 degrees in 1 degree increments. If you're into that, I guess you can really finely tune it. I think most pocket knives are like 20 degrees or 17 degrees, somewhere right around there. Obviously, if you even could tell the difference between like an 18 and a 22, I don't know. I sure can't, at least at this point. So I'll probably do everything right around 20, somewhere in there. I don't know. Probably have to do some research on it. Anyway, tri-abrasive rod, that's what we just talked about. Innovative clamp, this clamping system right here, which is number 3, and the 4 is the whole base itself. That's about it. A bunch of stuff I can't read. And we're gonna open this up. Okay. Looks pretty simple so far. There's our triple abrasive honing sharpening piece. There's the base. Lever review. Drill Doctor. I'm guessing Drill Doctor, maybe they own Work Sharp. Not really sure. Instructions. I'm not going to say I won't use these because I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm going to just place these to the side for right now. That's our clamp and our adjustment piece. So as we can see there, the 4 pieces. This looks like it just pops right in here. I'm going to attempt this. Maybe this way. Again, I could probably read the instructions on how to do this, but it doesn't look like I need to for right now. That's in there for sure. It's got little rubberized foot pads in the corners. It can still slide, so obviously this is something you're not going to be applying a lot of pressure on, you're going to be more pulling. You got this like, looks like a ball screw, which obviously is pretty precise, and it's tight. There's not like it's not really, there's a little bit of slack, but not, you can feel it's tight, so it's not going to be moving around on you if you set it to 20. So here's your increments of 30, 25, 20, and 15, and then these are going to be your individuals between there. So I'm assuming 16, 17, 18, 19, yeah, so these are individual. There's 4, 4, and 4, so that gets you anywhere from 15 to 30 in increments of 1. So we'll just put it at 20 right now. Just leave it there. This is got a magnet here, and there's like a button on the back. So this guy goes into that. It's held by these magnets and these 2 locating pins. It says you'll be creating incredibly sharp knives. Please handle with care. Okay. Oh, there's a little adjuster here. Okay, so you loosen this up. The mouth opens up on this clamp, and then you put your knife in and clamp it down. So the way that'll work is you'll slide the blade in here. Like so, until it's bottomed out essentially. So you can't do a super thick knife with this, it looks like, just because of the mouth on here. This blade isn't, it's tapered, but it's not super thick, but it only clamps so far in there, you can see that. So I would probably clamp it somewhere around there. Then you tighten this up, and then that won't come off there. It's pretty tight. You can pull it off if you want, but it's pretty tight. Cool. So that's that. This just drops in. It's got 2 locating pins on each side. They're tapered in height, and they're kind of they're straight design. They're not tapered in width. So it looks like that just goes down. That's a pretty decent magnet. It's holding the whole thing up here. Okay. And this should spin, or you could take it out and flip the whole blade over, but I believe this whole thing spins. I don't know if you push in, obviously you can't pull out. Let's refer to the instructions. Yeah, it says you push in the back and then rotate. Oh, okay, there we go. We just needed a little. Okay, that's it. Looks good. Yeah, just needed a little tap to get it loose. And I'm assuming the white means it's top or bottom. That would be good, because if you lost track of what side you were on, and you had a very symmetrical knife and you just lost track of where you were at, you could easily go, okay, I started on the white and now I'm not there, so I have flipped it over. Very cool. And then lastly, we have this sharpening rod. So it says 320 on here. So that's the grit, the stone. And then this just rotates. And there's 600. It locks in. And then this is a fine ceramic, so that is so smooth. There's a little pin on the end here. Looks like just a rod end, but it's a pin. It's not threaded or anything, at least that I can tell. And there's these little stops so that you just move these. These are just little rubber stops, and that's going to be for adjusting the length of your blade. So if you have a really small knife, obviously you don't need to be way out here, right? Because the blade will probably stop here. And obviously bigger knives, you're going to be able to go all the way down out to here to get to the blade. But you'll also be able to come up to the top of the blade, because you don't want to use just the middle of this. You want to use as much of the surface as possible to wear this thing evenly. Alright, so then this thing just installs by sticking this little rod end in the magnet here. So this should just slide up in here, hopefully. And it does. And now that is installed. So now we've got our sharpening piece on here. And then you just hold it here and you just go back and forth. Well, it depends on the blade. Some blades you can go back and forth on. Some you just want to go one way. I'm more of a fan of going the one direction than both directions. Again, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't like the idea of going up the knife blade against where the edge is. I think drawing down on the blade is a better idea. It may not matter. It may be better to go the other way, but that's just my thoughts on it. So that's pretty much it. It is assembled. Well, you know, this thing does have some issues. So let's clamp this thing in here and see if we can't start fixing this thing. I don't plan on being able to get this thing perfectly sharp right now, but maybe in due time. And this was a good practice knife for me because it's a beater. So like I beat the heck out of this thing, opening stuff up and, like I said, breaking stuff down. So not a huge concern if it doesn't come out perfect. This blade, it is decently sharp, but because I got this nick in here, I think I'm going to start with that 600. The only thing I can't do is I can't do the serrations on here. I'm going to have to do those later. I could probably do the other side and just get the face like planed out a little bit, but the serrations require like a rod that is tapered so that you can actually file the serration down. So anyway, I say let's get going with this and see how this works. So I'm going to check my draw on this first. So that's all the way up. I can come down some more. You don't want to be off the edge of the blade. I'm going to go up a little here. So I don't want to go any lower than that. And then that's good on height there. So I think I'm just going to do it like this. And I did set this to 20. I don't know if that's where it needs to be. That's where it's going to end up. It looks pretty good. Just trying to fix this tip. I messed the tip up some years ago. I don't know if it was from sharpening or from opening things, but I was trying to straighten this tip out a little. It looks pretty dang good. I am very happy. The ceramic got pretty dirty, as you can see. I'm hoping I can clean this up or something. I obviously don't want all that metal impregnated in there if possible. I wonder if like dish soap or something could take that off, but I guess we'll find out. I'll have to do some research on that. Let's get this guy off here. That edge wiped off. Yeah, it's sharp. There's still a little, it's hard to see. There's still a little bit of a nick right there. You might be able to pick up on it, but there's still a little double, it's like a little W right there that I didn't get out. I thought I did, but it's gonna be good enough. The next time I sharpen it, it'll take that out, or I could spend a few more minutes with it. Surprisingly very quick. This did not take very long at all. I don't know how long that took, maybe 20 minutes if that, and not really knowing what I'm doing, and I got this very nice edge. You can see how shiny that edge is. Again, it's not a mirror polish, but that is dang nice. Let me see if I got something I can cut. This is just a gift receipt. Let's just see if it'll, yeah, so it's sharp. No, that didn't work very well. This is very thin paper, so, but yeah, you can see right there. It is sharp. It is very sharp. I am super happy with this. I can't wait to sharpen all the rest of my knives. In fact, because it is winter, I'll probably sharpen everything. I got a hatchet I want to put an edge on, and I want to check and see if my saw blades, my hand saw blades, look good. But that's it for now. I am over the top excited to work with this thing. Super happy, super easy to use, great price point. I am so happy they came out with this. If you're looking for something to do physically with your knives, other than maintain them, this is obviously part of maintaining them, get one of these. This is awesome. I would highly recommend this to anybody who's into knives. This is going to make sharpening super easy and fast and precise. This is going to be great. I can't wait to sharpen all the rest of my knives. But anyway, you could probably tell I'm super excited about this. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions or comments or anything, hit it below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys next time. See ya.